All right, everybody, you know it's GentCulture tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about that simp word. It seems that it done found its way into family life. A lot of families seem to be having a problem with their young sons being called a simp. It's a whole thing about, if you're too nice to girls, you're a simp. All right, well, we're going to talk about it tonight. GentCulture up next, everybody. Dame, hit it.
It's still
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Gent Culture. I am the Black Knight. I'm joined tonight by two lovely black women, the Dame and Belle Mort, strong supporters of the E Nation. We will be talking about the word simp tonight in detail because It's been brought to my attention that this word simp has found its way into the homes of families, and it's affecting their children, and the parents are now speaking out against it. Apparently, if you're too nice to a young lady, you are a simp. And parents don't like the fact that their young sons, their young, I'm sorry, their young sons are being teased for being nice to girls. Something that we talk about on Gen Culture about being a gentleman. So if your son is being a gentleman, being having manners, being nice, being kind, he is a simp. And now the teasing has reached the ears of parents, and they don't like it. They're speaking out against it. We have a whole article about it. And here to talk with me about it tonight will be the Dame and Belmore. Just give me a second. Let me give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Mr. Burton. Shout out to Marsha M. And a couple of people that's still coming in. And I'm glad this happened because this word simp has been all over social media. And every time a man has something nice to say or have some type of manners and don't sound like a damn fool or don't sound like somebody who's sex crazed or sex starved, he's a simp. And I'm glad the parents don't like what they hear. They don't like the fact that their children are being teased and insulted because they have manners towards girls. They are being young gentlemen towards girls. And so here tonight to talk with me about that would be the Dame, my partner in crime, and Belmore. You ladies on? Y'all mic's hot?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, doing great. So, ladies, give me y'all takes. What y'all think about this? Now, apparently, some parents are speaking out against this, and they have a serious problem with their sons, particularly their sons, being teased for being nice to girls.
Dame, you want to go first?
Okay. Well, I can understand the parents being mad because they're teaching their boys to be young gentlemen.
Oh, did we lose her?
Okay, sorry about that. Ooh, yeah. I can understand the parents being mad. Um, their boys are being teased for being, nice and being a gentleman, and treating the girls like their sister or how they would like to be treated and stuff like that. And now they being called a name, the simp. Some of it is friendly, but a whole lot of it is bully. Bully is taking it to another level.
I have a question, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all read this article, and we're gonna get with the article here in a minute. When y'all was reading this article, was it the mothers who were outraged, or did the fathers have something to do with it? Were any fathers outraged by this?
Well, this was a mother that was writing the article.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's note, I'm pretty sure this was a Caucasian mother.
Mm-hmm. Because it had moved into their world, and
Yeah.
yeah, and then for some of it depends on the age group. The meaning of the word simp has changed, and these kids, they don't care what it originally meant. They care about what it means now.
And what does it mean now? It means that you're weak. Like, give us the updated definition of what it means now.
Okay, they didn't really give an updated definition. The closest thing we have is one of the teenagers had put it like, if you have $1,000 and you could spend it on anything you want in the world, instead you use it all to impress some girl. That's the way one of the 12-year-olds put it.
Yeah,
And
Now,
but
where are they?
go ahead.
Go ahead, Bill. Because I was going to ask, where are they getting that from? At 12 years old, who's putting that in their head?
You know the trickle down effect. You know, first of
Uh,
all, you know that didn't come from no white folks.
no.
Second of all, you know this is how it happens. This is what I'm imagining in the chain of events. I'm imagining some grown black man has called some teenage boy that, and then some teenage boy that has said that to somebody else at school, and then everybody else finds out what it means, and they start saying that to the little white kids too. Oh, you a simp, you like that girl. And he probably asked somebody what it means, and now he knows what it means. But that's how it didn't come from them; it came from us. This is some crap that's trickling down from these crotchety ass old men online. That's what I'm thinking.
And those crackety ass old men seem to sound real bitter and angry, like they want revenge. You know, and then I got a problem also where I think this comes from, where it's used a lot in pimp culture. You know, I've often spoken about pimp culture is extremely negative towards women. It teaches boys how to womanize women and abuse women and disrespect women. And the word simp is tossed around a lot in pimp culture. You know, they even got rap songs about, you know, there's no simping over here, just pimping over here. You know, and I got a big problem. As a matter of fact, I think the word pimp is worse than simp.
Right.
Definitely.
I'd rather my son be a simp than a pimp.
Yeah, I'm agreed on
You
that.
know, yeah. You know, I don't want my son being a pimp because a pimp is, to me, a pimp works against us, period, as black people, because if you're trying to destroy our women, then you are destroying the rest of us as well. Because without our women, we're nothing without our women.
Yeah. And as far as that definition goes, that some people are taking it to the extreme. You know, the smallest thing. If you say you be old fashioned and give a girl a Valentine's Day card, oh, you a simp. If you say hello to a girl, you look nice today, you a simp. If you happen to go out with a girl and buy her dinner, you a simp. You know, so it's like, man, so I'm just not supposed to be nice to girls or women at all.
What kind of message you think this sends to young boys? Because I've been barking about this. Is why I have a big problem with the Manners Queers and the Sissy Bims and their messages, because it influences young boys. What kind of message you think this is sending to boys, young boys?
To be mean to girls.
To stay away from girls, not to share your feelings with girls, not to show that you care.
I don't understand when are we going to have a father that's going to be outraged about something and then write a letter like this? Where the hell are these fathers at? How come the fathers aren't stepping up talking about, hey, listen, this is not something that you do. I don't want my boy being teased, called a simp because he happens to have manners, and I teach him to be a little gentleman. Where are the fathers?
Yeah.
How come the mothers got to do every single thing? You know, black men, we're looking really, really bad out here. And it's getting worse and worse every day. The black mothers got to do everything. When are you guys going to start stepping up and expressing your outrage about something and getting into this situation to try to help turn things around? Why does it always got to be the mother?
Well, my assumption would be because the fathers feel that way as well. They probably didn't treat the mother right. Chances are they're not even with them, and so of course they're not going to be encouraging their son to treat women well, especially or girls, especially black girls. So I mean that's not going to happen.
Okay,
they want that kind of behavior perpetuated.
I agree with that too.
I know they do.
I agree with it because you know why? We've had bums in here, Black Era TV, and you see his attitude towards women. You know, I remember him making a comment about if you buy a woman a bottle of wine, then you expect to go to bed with her. Okay? She doesn't have a choice in the matter. Because you bought her a bottle of wine, you're going to bed with her. Give me a second here. All right, Dane, let's get into the article. Bring the article up.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's dig into this a little deeper. Yeah.
All right. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is an infringement of copyright. All right. Okay. Oop.
I'm curious to see where she thinks this is coming from.
Mhm. All right. Here we go. This new slang term used to insult boys who are too nice to girls. Sharon was used to her social awkward son being bullied by other boys at the private school he attended in Atlanta. He attends in Atlanta. But then she picked him up from school mid-January, and her 8th grader told her he was being called a simp. Sharon, who only using her first name to protect her son's identity, didn't know what to think. He's telling me this, and I'm driving. I'm trying to make sense of it. She said, I never heard the word. He told me it basically means that I'm just being too nice to girls because I like them. She said, I was like, wait, my kid is being picked on for being too nice to girls? That's a shame.
I'm sorry. I got to stop you right there. I got all kinds of problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is too nice? I only know one kind of nice. What is too nice? I mean, like if you like the girl, you be nice to the girl because you like the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right, saying hello and oh, your hair looks nice today. You're a simp.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, what the hell is too nice? Like, what the fuck? Like, all right, if you like the girl, hey, your hair looks great today. I like the way your hair look. You look cute. Okay, you throw her a few compliments. So what?
yeah. But in this case, her son had told her he recently been put in the friend zone by one of the girls who made it clear she wasn't interested in dating him. They had continued to be friendly. You do all these things as a parent to raise your kid right, to be nice to everyone, especially kids without many friends. Sharon said, you never think that by making your kid the nice one, you could be making them a target for bullies. So,
Wow.
because he's still friendly with the girl that turned him down for a date, he's still friends with, so he's being called a simp for that. Okay.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
so he came at her with his game. She said no, thank you. Now they're friends, and he's still cool with her. And dude's got a problem with that?
Mm-hmm.
I think they got a problem with it because they can't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I think that's true. Everybody is not like that. Everybody's not petty like that. I'm still friends with my ex-husband and probably the majority of my exes that I date. I mean, I don't see them or whatever, but I still talk to them or message them from time to time, see how they're doing, and it's not a big deal. I mean, what's the problem? You can't be cordial with people that you're not dating. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Now, let me ask you a question, Bill. Because you and I was just talking in the back chat about pretty much race. Does it make this more? Does it put more of a spotlight on this because the mother happens to be white?
Yeah, it definitely does, because when things get over to them, then that's when it's put on display, because when they're outraged, then everybody's outraged. When it's happening in our community, nobody really cares. It's just amongst us. But when it reaches them, oh yeah, it's a problem.
So he's going to a private school in Atlanta. So she's white, her son is white. Okay. So I'm wondering where they get the simp word from. Is it white boys who are trying to be
black
wiggers?
kids that go to private schools too. There's black kids that go there.
Mm-hmm.
All those black people that got money in Atlanta, you thinking ain't no black kids that go to private schools?
No, that ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm wondering if the white boys are trying to be wiggers and copying off the black boys.
No, they're probably just hearing this stuff or being called that by their friends. They're probably friends with these boys too. And they're probably saying, "Oh man, you're a simp. You shouldn't even be talking to that girl. She didn't even want to go out with you," and yada yada. Because they're hearing this from grown men, in their in our community. That's why.
See, I got a problem with young black boys going to school and bothering other kids in the first place. Going there, calling other kids simp. We couldn't do that. My parents didn't. We couldn't go to school and bully other kids. We would get in trouble. Our parents used to tell us coming out of the door, don't go and bother other kids, leave the other kids alone. You go there and focus on your schoolwork. We couldn't go there and mess with other kids.
Well, I believe in that article, he said he didn't want to tell on the kids or whatever. He didn't want them to get in trouble. And he talked to his mom, or his mom found out about it, but he didn't want to get the other kids in trouble.
Yeah. But she knew who the boys was and knew their mother would be appalled. But her son said it was going to just make it worse, which it can do. If mom go and talk. And I think sometimes fathers, they don't really, because they believe bullying is something you got to endure. They might give them advice on how to handle it, but just because he call you a simp, they don't really consider that a bullying term.
But the father should say something. I'm not saying you got to be, you don't have to embarrass your son. You're saying you should say something. Don't have. I don't.
So the father should be telling him, just because you were raised right and you're respectful to girls and women as you should be, that doesn't make you a simp.
Exactly.
But he probably didn't even go to his dad with it, because a lot of boys will see that they think their dad will see that as just whining,
Yeah,
or being weak.
Right.
Yeah. But these fathers need to get a handle on their boys' behavior. You got them running around, starting trouble with other kids, picking on other kids. They got to bring a stop to that, because now these kids are committing suicide because they're being bullied. It's a real thing now. It's no longer something funny to laugh at or something to pass off of. You got kids committing suicide now from being bullied.
I'm gonna tell you what, I never heard that term until I got on YouTube. I had never heard that before.
Well, bully?
No, simp.
No, I never heard it either.
But I've heard it kind of recently.
I never heard it either. I mean,
kids.
And I'm from the old school where parents used to run running the street. I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard it
either. So I was like, I had to ask people. I was like, what does that mean? I didn't know what that meant.
I get here on social media, and it's all over the place. I'm like, what the hell is a simp? So I heard it once in a rap song. And I didn't know what it meant then either, so I didn't pay it no mind. I think I heard it in Bow Wow's rap song. I ain't paid no mind. I didn't know what it was then. So now we have okay. Now go on with the article then and see what else she's talking about.
Okay, what is a simp? While many parents might be unfamiliar with the word simp, chances are your tween or teen have used or at least heard the term. Simp hashtag SIMP hashtags are rampant on TikTok. Instagram has over 350,000 posts tagged hashtag simp, and there are Facebook groups devoted to simps and simping. It can be a verb too. All right. Urban Dictionary top definition of simp is someone who does way too much for a person they like. Other definition on the crowdsourced online dictionary include a man who puts the hoes before bros, and a guy that's overly desperate for women, especially if she is a bad person or has expressed her disinterest in him, whom which he continues to obsess over.
I mean, I think people should mind their own business. I mean, who is to say that, okay, if a person is doing a lot for a person, right? If we diagnose that as this, well, you know what? I would never do that. I'm not going to buy this person all of this, and that, right? But you're not that person. You know, everybody sees love differently. You know, I mean, you know, you're not that. I tend to stay out of folks' business. You know.
And this boy didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so the girl
Right.
didn't want to date him, but she still just wanted to be his friend. What is
Right.
what is he supposed to do? Do like these dudes do you out in the street? Get you then, bitch. Is that what he's
And you know
supposed to
what?
do? That's what they
And you know
want him
what?
to do.
Right. And you know what? And I think this is dangerous. You know why? Because it's a new time now. It's a new era now. A lot of these kids are lunatics, man. They got no fathers. They're being raised in the street. You know, they're attacking women. They're attacking people. This can be really, really dangerous. Having your child in this kind of situation, it can easily turn into a life-threatening, situation, depending on where he's at and what type of kids are, teasing him. I think that maybe back in the 70s, you can probably look this off and talk to the boys or whatever. But I think in this day and age, you have to take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can be extremely life-threatening now with all of these crazy kids running around the streets.
Emmanuel Briggs says that all of this stuff stems from the MGTOW movement in the white community. Did they start using the word simp too, though? Because I don't think that was a white word.
No, I don't believe so. It will be soon, but it wasn't when this all was going on.
Right. If your child is being bullied now, I think it's far more dangerous now than it ever was back in the day. Simply because you just got too many acts of violence being committed by young kids. And these young kids don't have any real appreciation for life. They don't really have no regard for life. So they're killing babies, they're shooting each other, shooting people. I mean, but being bullied now to me is dangerous in this day and age. That's why I say, if you can, don't send your kid back to school. Homeschool your kid. Keep your kid in the house where he or she is protected. Don't send him back to these public schools because these white people can't control these public schools.
Yeah. So from what Emmanuel Briggs says, MGTOW was not using simp, but the ideologies were definitely in their community. And yeah, that's understood. But our men took it and to a whole new level. It's always got to be something extreme when they use something. Why is that?
Because they try to be like white people, trying to be like white boys.
But they got to overdo it. They overdo it though.
And they have a false sense of power, false sense of ownership. They're always calling something theirs that don't belong to them. They always think they own something that they don't own. And my whole thing about these movements, right, to me is stupid. Like, okay, why are you accepting the fact that you're messed up? And then you want to find other guys who are messed up so y'all can coexist together in the group and continue to live messed up and talk about being messed up. Why don't you go fix yourself?
Well, they don't think they're messed up. That's the problem. They don't think they think everybody else outside is out to get them, and they're the ones, the victims. That's how they feel.
Well, if you're right, well, if you're a MGTOW, if you're a MGTOW, you absolutely messed up.
Well, they don't seem to realize that though. So
Yeah, I mean, MGTOW, you gotta be kidding me, man. You absolutely messed up if you're a MGTOW. Matter of
yeah.
fact, if you any of these factions, you're messed up.
Mm.
You know, if you're a manosphere, you messed up. If you're a sissy bim, you messed up. If you red pill, you messed up. You know, why don't you fix yourself? Get you some therapy, get your act together, get your mind right, so a woman will find you acceptable.
Well,
And that's what this is all about.
Well, that would be the logical course of action, but these guys don't show any logic. And they can't fix themselves because the first step to fixing something is realizing that there is a problem, and they don't think they have a problem.
Not to mention, they don't want to be accountable for anything, and therapists will hold you accountable to they'll give you time, but they're gonna hold you accountable to your stuff.
But here's the deal, right? Mm-hmm. As a man, right, we all know what the issue is. We already know what the prize is, right? This is about being accepted by a woman. Every man wants to be accepted by, even these gay dudes. These gay dudes are mad because women don't want to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Even these gay dudes still want to be with women. Okay? They want to control women, but they still want to be with women, right? So every man in his right mind wants to be accepted by a woman. Mm-hmm. So all these MGTOW guys, you want to be accepted, right? Go get yourself fixed. Stop running around here in costumes and shit, looking crazy as hell and saying dumb shit. Go get your head together. Mm-hmm. If you want to be accepted by, I get it. You know, everybody want to be accepted. Women are beautiful. Women are lovely. Yes, women bring a lot to our lives. I get all that. But if you want that, you need to go fix this. I keep telling dudes, get yourself right. Well, don't worry about it.
Well, any person, you know, like say they have a failed relationship, the first thing you're supposed to do after that relationship ends is to examine what happened, what went wrong with that relationship, what you could have done differently or whatever to make it work, or whether there was anything that you could, or whether there was anything you could have done differently. You're supposed to look at yourself, not just place the blame all on that other person. But they don't think logically, so they can't think that way.
I think also, too, I agree with that, but I think they also just can't bring themselves to the understanding that women are the prize. Every man wants the woman, right? So they don't want to do what it takes to attract a woman. They want to stay messed up. Some of these guys want to stay young, stay mentally young.
Oh, definitely.
Forever.
Definitely.
You know, they want the woman to buy them PlayStations and Xboxes, and they want to sit on her couch that she paid for and play it all damn day and don't want to have any responsibilities.
Well, exactly, though, but that intersects with what I just said, because they don't want to see what they were doing wrong. They don't want to see that they were sitting there not being productive. They were sitting there playing video games all day. They weren't helping this woman out. They weren't telling her how beautiful she looked. They weren't telling her they loved her. You know, that kind. They weren't showing appreciation. They don't want to think about those things. They just want to say, I'm perfect, and she was the problem.
And so the answer is to get with other lowlives who are messed up like you and form a group and run around here talking about black women ain't shit. That's the answer?
Yes.
Yes, that's the answer for everything. You figured you would get tired of each other, you know, sick of each other, but no, they keep trying to hang with each other and compete with each other and compare each other and admire each other and love on each other. Oh my goodness.
I don't understand how you I mean, at some point you got to run out of energy, right? Like, how do you sit up here and hold this up all day. Like, okay, you're a simp. You're a simp. You know you want a woman too. And so you mad at a dude who's being a gentleman and he's winning with the ladies and you're not. And so you want to sit back and just say, oh, well, he's a simp. And then go around other dudes who's saying the same shit. And that makes you feel better as a person. I don't even understand that.
Yeah, instead of taking a page out of that dude's book, you want to sit there and berate him and make him feel less than because he's having a successful interaction or relationship with a woman.
Exactly.
That makes no sense.
Right, he's winning.
Yeah.
Now they would say, well, he's a gentleman. He got turned down. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and every man is not going to have every woman, man, you know, but he's still winning because I'm going to tell you right now, she's going to talk to other girls about him and other girls are going to see how nice he is in a relationship, right? And I guarantee you there's going to be a woman that's going to be like, I like this guy. I want this guy. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be the woman he's going to be with.
And that woman will be able to vouch for him, and that girl will say, "Oh, he's good. He's a cool dude."
Right, right. So he's winning.
Yeah,
he's winning.
And at the time he was in middle school, told me, yeah, we're friends and stuff like that, but she still gives good hugs, and I still like her hugs, you know. His thing was, and I didn't think about it. Yeah, all of the girls that just friends with boys, they still affectionate. They still give hugs. They talk to them. They lean on them. And eventually one of her friends be interested in him. And next thing you know, he's going with one of her friends because he's hanging around with them. He's talking with them. He goes do his thing, like he go play ball with the boys. But if he ain't spending time playing ball with the boys, he goes hang with them. Because they'll hug on him. Okay, occasionally they ask him, they help him with their book sack and help him with the books. But hey, he don't mind because he'll get hugs. He gets affection. You know, he gets time with them. Mm-hmm.
I think more parents got to join, especially black parents, single mothers, got to get into this act too. You know, because the manosphere is influencing young black boys. You know what? And the boys that are calling him a simp are probably influenced by the manospheres and these sissy bebs. Because like you said, it's trickling down. And the ones that I'm hearing it from now are like 14 and 15 years old, talking about simps, talking about, calling women hoes. We couldn't talk like that when I was that age.
No.
Our parents would knock the taste out of our mouths. We could not walk around here talking like that.
Well, all of this social media and then the music on top of that, didn't that article say like there were like hashtags of like 350,000 of them or some hashtags related to simp or whatever? So they're seeing all this stuff on social media. The parents are not monitoring this stuff. Mm-hmm. And the whole world is open to them. So they're learning this stuff before they need to know it. Mm-hmm. And they're learning the wrong things.
Speaking of article, okay, Dan, go ahead, finish up with the article. Let's get,
All right.
Let's see what else she's talking about.
Okay.
I want to, did she do something?
Okay. Okay, it's further down, but she does do something.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, simp. Okay, wait. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, yeah, okay. Simp is slang for a person, typically a man, who is desperate for the attention and affection of someone else, typically a woman, says Connor Howlett, 23, a digital strategist for Turner PR in New York City, in an email to CNN.
Okay, stop right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, look, it's natural for a man, to seek out a woman. That's just a natural thing that we do. Mm-hmm. Okay? I don't know about all this desperation. A guy that desperately wants a female. Yeah, if you don't get one, you're going to keep looking for one. Men need women. That's what it comes down to. Okay, listen. If a guy goes through 100 women and everybody and all of them turn him down, right? You damn right he's gonna get desperate. He needs a woman. So at that point, he damn near ready to do anything to be with a woman. Because there ain't no guys, it ain't no not needing a woman. I don't know where these dudes get this from, talking all this nonsense about I don't need a woman, man. I could do these things by myself. What do black women bring to the table? Man, miss me with all that. Men need women.
Yeah.
God dang.
Yeah. All right. Thank the energy of puppy dog eyes for manifested in a romantic human form, Howlett said. It is used in an insult manner, though typically playful. There are definitely undertones of toxic masculinity since it's related to showing too much emotion. Florida mother Karen McClune first entered the encountered the word in group chats she closely monitored with her 11-year-old daughter and 12-year-old son. I saw the word and quickly looked it up, said McClune, who lives in Tampa. I asked my kids what they thought it meant, and my son said, basically, if you had $1,000 and you can do anything with it, you use it to get the attention of a girl. Then someone.
I want to know, where did he get that from? He's 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
From school.
From school.
Or talking to friends from school on social media.
Yeah.
So he's 12 years old. His other friends are 12 or 11, even so much as 10, because when I was 12, I had 10-year-old friends, right? And they're talking about being a simp.
Yeah, I'm saying they're hearing this from adults. That's why they're hearing this from these grown-ass men.
Wow.
They're probably in the room when they on YouTube berating women. And they hear it and they just repeat it. It's the common thing that happens. I'm sure.
Because that's what that little circle is. He's 12. So his circle is most likely from 10 to 12. There may be a 13-year-old there, but once you turn 13, you think you're grown. So, I don't think the 13s are going to be hanging with the 12-year-olds. So the 12-year-old circle is at least from 10 to 12. Okay, so his friends are either his age or maybe a year or two younger than him, and they know about simp.
They should know.
That's problematic.
Yeah.
That's seriously problematic. Because now you're talking about grown adults, mostly males, because women don't hardly ever use that word, right? Unless they,
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah, no, I'll ever use that word unless they use it to chastise black dudes for using it. Mostly guys are using that word. And so they don't even realize that it's trickling down and affecting boys as young as 10 to 12.
Yeah, I actually think that's the objective. I think that's the objective, especially when it comes to black girls and women. They want them to learn that. I really believe that's the objective. If they're not outright teaching them that, they're hoping that they will learn that. So like you said, though, women are not the ones using that term. No. That's men. So they can't say, oh, this is the black single mother. No, this is the men. This is the men.
No, women are only using it for, unless they chastise the niggas for using it. But my thing is, so you saying you so damn evil or so fucking weak and pathetic that you're trying to poison the minds of boys as young as 10 years old against women?
Yeah, I believe it. I really do. Because think about it. If they're telling us that little girls know what they doing and they B's and H's at 12 and 13 years old, why would they be passing that along to little boys and telling them that as well? Watch out for these little girls, they B's and hoes, you know?
I'm glad you brought that up because guys that I grew up with would never talk like that. We would never even let nobody around us who talk like that. Fellas, I'm telling y'all right now, listen, brothers, you got a nigga around you talking like that, you need to check that dude. You need to check that dude. And y'all know what I'm talking about when I say check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all need to check that dude. Don't have no nigga around you talking crazy like that, calling little girls bees and hoes and stuff like that. That's a pedophilic type mindset.
Yeah, to over sexualize children.
Yeah.
And whether they're engaging in something they shouldn't be or not, especially if it's with an adult, that they're being taken advantage of. They don't seem to understand that. They're too young to know better.
See, they say this shit online because they can get away with it. Don't nobody know who they are. I guarantee you they're not talking like this in real life. They ain't around no real dudes talking like this. Seriously. Especially older dudes. Unless the guys are pedophiles themselves. Like if they went into a place where it's a bunch of queer dudes, then they'll probably feel comfortable with saying something like that because most of the dudes in that group are pedophiles. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah, and if they start picking up the vernacular and they picking up the definition, they're thinking that they're not supposed to, do the courting thing. Part of the courting thing is you get something nice or you get foods that she likes and stuff like that. So when they start dating, they're gonna already have that mindset that, hey, why should I be paying for the date and stuff like that? Why can't she pay for her own food? And that just turn away the courting process.
Right.
That's anti-woman talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling y'all, man, that's that gay stuff. Men don't talk like that. We don't think about, well, you know what? Why should she pay? No, we want to pay. We trying to impress the hell out of her.
It's definitely anti-woman. That's their whole spiel. It's about being anti-woman, especially. No, let me correct that. It's about being anti-black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If I'm talking to a sister, if I'm single, I'm talking to a sister, and I'm taking out. You damn right, I'm paying. I'm trying to impress the hell out of her. I'm not thinking about, hey, let's go Dutch. You want to pay for your outfit? Man, ain't nobody doing that. That's some old weak shit. And that's a surefire way to get the woman aggravated and turned off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do something as much as show her you trying to win her hand, you trying to win her heart, right? But yet you're going to show her right off the bat that you can't do nothing for her?
Well, actually,
that doesn't make any damn sense.
Well, that actually, if you do that, not that it's not showing that even that you can't do nothing for her. It just shows part of your character that you're a stingy person. That's what I see when somebody does that. Oh, I'm like, man, how stingy are you? I don't want to be somebody that's stingy like that.
Yeah,
lady, so
you hear the boy's definition of when he told his mom what he thought it meant. He said, if you had $1,000 and you can do anything wanted, you use it all to impress a girl.
So it's like, you got
breaking that stinginess.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Rufus. Mm-hmm. So you got Rufus want to take y'all out. Like, yeah, lovely ladies, I want to take y'all out, but y'all got to pay your own way.
So like, we can go out by ourselves then.
Because Rufus don't pay for nothing on the first date.
I have a story about that, but they still together to this day. But still, she had a problem with it, but she stayed with the dude. But yeah, I had my best friend, her now husband told her that on the first date.
Let me ask y'all this: is that a deal breaker for most women? If the guy is this is the way I see it. If the guy wants to take the girl out, he should be paying the bill. Period. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if the woman and the guy mutually decide to go out, I think the guy should be paying the bill again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn if she said mutual or not.
Well, I think
At
it's
least,
usually, I think it's usually assumed or implied when the dude says, "Hey, I want to take you out of so and so place, and we want to go here and there." I think it's just assumed that he's gonna pay. So,
yeah, yeah, but you see, I just get. You see, I'm old school, y'all. Y'all gotta educate me on this new shit, right?
mm-hmm.
I'm an old dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just weak. See, I see guys in the terms of this way. To me, they either weak or they're strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see guys. That's that old school way of thinking. This new shit they got out here now with all this metrosexuals, masculine purses and merces and niggas wearing high heel boots. I don't know nothing about that. Okay.
Well, like Dame said, though, that's part of the courting process. You being nice, that's just you being nice, respectful, a gentleman. That's part of being a gentleman. You paying for the meal. So,
right.
So why would you want to court somebody who can't even pay for the first date? You know, the meal on the first date or whatever.
Right, because I think that sends a message right off the bat, right? If he can't pay, okay. What if he took you out to someplace like, y'all remember Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips?
No.
Okay.
They must not have it everywhere.
What about Blimpies?
That's a sub place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Blimpies. Okay, what about it?
Okay, now, okay, so let's say he take you out to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the movie is $10 a piece, so that's $20.
Mm-hmm.
Taxes, maybe what, $2 taxes, so it's $22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so $22 you spend on the movie. Now, okay, you got to get something to eat now, right? Because you got to take the woman to the dinner. Going to the Blimpie place, okay? So say you get 2 large hoagies, whatever, they $11. So again, another $22. So now you don't spend $42 and some change, whatever. Okay. Add in 2 drinks, 42, 42. All right, so you spend $45. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you get to the movie theater. He only's paying for his, so he's paying $10 for himself. You got to pay $10 for yourself. Y'all go out to the Blimpie place. He's paying $11 for his Blimpie. You're paying $11 for your Blimpie and $1 for your drink and so forth or whatever. Okay? So he done cut that in half. So basically, he didn't spend any money on you at all.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird. I don't know about that because I've never paid for myself going out on a date.
Right. So what I'm saying, right? So if he's saying like, okay, you say you wanted to go Dutch, you say you wanted to have a mutual date, right? And he takes you up on that. Mm-hmm. How can you stay with a guy that didn't even offer to pay? Like he didn't have no problem with it. He didn't even try to change your mind. Like, come on, baby, I'll pay for it. You ain't got to pay for it. I'm here. I'll do it. He didn't even try to change your mind at all.
Yeah.
He cool with the fact that you paying your own shit and he's paying his.
Yeah. Cheap and stingy.
Yeah, I don't even call that a date.
Yeah.
How do you call that a date? That's just 2 people going to a movie and, 2 friends going to a movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's not even a date.
In that case, you could have did all that by yourself.
Exactly. It's not even, how do you even call it? How do you call that a date?
Now, I don't know.
So now they'll tell you, right? Well, some black women say they strong black women and they don't need a man to do nothing. And so I'm going to let the strong black woman pay her own way.
Well, unless she told you that, you shouldn't be saying that. They act like every woman follow. That's what she lead with. Mm-hmm. I'm a strong black woman and I don't need nothing. Okay. If she says that to you, maybe you can take that and run with it. But if she don't say that to you, you can't assume that. They're using that as a blanket excuse for every woman they go out on a date with.
You know what? If I took a woman out like that, right? She said she's a strong black woman, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
old school. I would still try to offer,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because I just,
Right.
you know,
And if she
you know,
said
I was
no, thank you, I got it, then
uh-huh.
that's what she want to do.
Right. Then I would respect that, right? But after that, I wouldn't date her anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't date her anymore. You know why? Because I can't be who I am. I can't be a gentleman. I can't do
Exactly.
for her. Yeah, I can't do that. You know, she's impeding that.
Well, they're
You know what
so
I'm saying?
afraid. So back
Mm-hmm.
to this simp part though. With the
Mm-hmm.
dating like you're talking about and the being nice to the women, they're so afraid of being taken advantage of in some form or another that they don't even want to be cordial to a girl or a woman. So I
Right.
mean, it's like they are afraid of giving something but not getting something back in return. They always want something, so it's not genuine. They want something in return, and if they feel like they may not get nothing, they don't want to risk giving something.
I know. See, I don't even know how to perceive it because I've never had that problem. You know, every girl I ever took out of my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I paved the way, you know, I was a gentleman. I was proud of that. I never had that issue. But I know guys who ran into that, they call it the strong black woman syndrome. Yeah, well, she wanted to do her own thing. I don't know. I don't know how that is. I never ran into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and
I never ran into that.
And in most cases, you won't. That's just BS
Mhm.
that they throw out there to excuse their dereliction.
Right, you know, like some of these guys, the shit that they say don't make any sense when you start thinking about it. Like,
No.
okay, the woman don't want me to be nice to her. What? What do you mean the woman don't want you to be there? Well, I tried to be nice to her. She told me I didn't have to be nice, so I stopped.
That don't make no doggone sense. I think
What
I
are you
know
talking about, man?
He's
I'm just telling you.
talking about something like opening the doors, pulling out her chair, seating her, you know, driving her.
Well, the chair thing, I can. Well, wait a minute. I can ride with the woman on the chair thing because some dudes don't know how to pull a chair out right.
I was just thinking
You know what I'm saying?
too.
Yeah. Fuck around and she be done fell and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some dudes are clumsy as hell. You know, it's an art to pulling a chair out for a woman.
Yeah.
And then you got to be strong enough to push her back under the table.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Some dudes pull the chair out and the girl's sitting in, then they can't buzz the goddamn chair. And then she got to bounce up and down to try to move the damn chair. Or stand back up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's not even how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to let that woman get up to the table and you push the chair up under her and she sits.
Exactly.
They don't know that.
Exactly. Exactly, because they don't practice being gentlemen. That's why. That's why they don't know that, because you don't practice being a gentleman. You know, it's an art to pulling a chair out for a lady. You know, you don't just jack the chair out in the middle of the damn room. You know what I'm saying? And then hope it's gonna come back on a boomerang. I mean, you know, so the chair thing I can understand. But the opening the door, women love it, man. You know, treat them like guys, women love to be treated like women.
Yeah.
I don't know no woman that don't like being treated like a woman.
And if there is a woman who's not used to that, she would do one or two things. I'm gonna be straight with you. She'll either love it or she's gonna be suspicious of your intentions. I mean, it's not just like they're not gonna want it or whatever. They just don't recognize it because it's never been done for them before.
Yeah.
I helped a man-hating feminist down the flight of stairs one time. She had on heels, right? and you know how the women put their hand out and the guy holding hand have embrace. I helped her down the stairs, right? And she cussing black men out the whole way, but accepted the fact that I was treating her like a lady.
Yeah.
While she was cussing niggas out every step, she accepted the fact that I was treating her like a lady.
Well, because well, that's because feminists, their whole thing is they want to be treated respectfully and not jeered at and said, "Hey, baby," to. But that don't mean they don't want kindness. So that's
Right.
how these
Well,
dudes.
help a man.
Yeah, these dudes. This is
Right.
how these dudes portray feminists as. If you don't want to be catcalled that, then you're a feminist. If you don't want
Right.
a dude to come up to you and say, "Hey, baby," you're a feminist. It's crazy. Just to show somebody common decency and respect, you know. And if you don't want to take their little come-ons and stuff like that, then you're a feminist. So it's been totally I get the word for it. It's messed up how they want to define, you know, what feminism is. Just like every other definition, they try to change.
Hello. Did Bell fall off?
No, I was just saying they try to change it to fit their purposes. They change these definitions.
Well, you know, it's like I said, right? They don't want to treat women like women, but they want women to treat them like men. Okay? They want to steal a spotlight from women. They don't like the fact that a woman don't really have to do much to get a man.
Yeah.
Okay? They hate that. They hate the fact that women get gifts. They get expensive gifts. Guys spend a ton of money on women. Okay? And they don't like that. They want the woman doing that for them.
So that's why they wreck it. So that's why they wreck it for other guys and call them a simp, because they don't want to see those women getting things, and they figure that guy will stop doing it.
Yeah, you know, they want the woman buying them clothes, and they like the fact of being able to see. I remember my friend told me one time, he's a deadbeat dad, okay? He's got like 12 kids, right?
Whoa.
And I remember one time he was telling me he had a girl pregnant, right? It was the summertime. And I said, well, okay. He said, yeah, I'm about to have a girl. I'm like, well, how do you know? He said, because I make girls in the summertime and boys in the winter. I said, oh, okay. And so fast forward a couple of years later, one of his sons died in a horrible accident, right? And so me and my friend, we was taking him to the funeral. Now, his son, who died with his grandfather, they had insurance, right? And so they're about to get like, what, $60,000 back or something like that? And he thought that money was coming to him, right?
What the hell?
Right, and so check this out. He was like, yeah, man, I'm about to get this money, man. You know, it's a shame the way I got it. That he broke down some crocodile tears, right? And then I was like, yo, so, you know, what's going on? He said, yeah, my son, whatever. So he took this picture out, right? And me and my boy Sharon looking at the picture. He was like, oh, okay, that was your son? Like, yeah, man. So we get over there with him and whatnot, right? The baby mama saw him and went berserk. She didn't even want him there. You see what I'm saying? And so we try to figure out what's going on. Everybody pushing us around. But she said, you ain't seen your son since he was born.
Wow.
Right? And you know, we was like, Dad, Mike, you ain't seen your son since he was born? He was like, yeah, I've seen him. I got a picture of him right here. So he took that picture out, right? And the baby mom said, that ain't him. We was like, what do you mean? And she showed us the picture. It's two completely different boys. Like, yo, man, that's your son right there. Well, then who's that in the your pocket? He didn't know. He didn't know who. Yeah, he didn't know either one of them.
Wow.
He didn't know the one that died, and didn't know who the baby mama was, or the one he had in his pocket.
So he was trying to show up because he thought he was getting paid.
Yeah, exactly. And didn't know which kid was what.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we was, after that we was like, man, you just like the worst father we've ever seen, man. Like, you're the worst father in the whole world. You don't even know what your sons look like. You don't even know what your son look like.
How old was the son when he passed away? Was he a teenager?
Yeah, I think he was like 12.
Oh, he was 12.
12.
12 years he hadn't seen him. Wow.
And the baby mama went berserk. She said, how dare you show you ain't seen your son since he was born. He said, you don't even know what he looked like. He said, I do know. Look, I got a picture of him right here. She said, that ain't him. We was like, what? So we standing there like, what do you mean that ain't him? It sure enough wasn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you hear these dudes tell it it's always the baby mama trying to keep the man from the child. You know, that's what you always hear.
But my thing is though, right? You proud about the fact that you getting women pregnant.
Mhm.
You popping all this shit talking about, yeah, I make girls in the summertime, but boys in the winter. But you're not taking care of none of them, and don't even know what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
And that's scary too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your son could walk right by you, you wouldn't even know him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he ain't seen him since he was a baby. He probably didn't remember what the baby looked like. He didn't even remember what the baby looked like.
Or one day he's gonna hit on some young girl, and that's his daughter.
Yeah. And you know what? That goes to what we were saying a while back, right? About they kept calling, black women, ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
They kept calling the baby mamas ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is this here, right? How ratchet is she? Because every time we see this so-called ratchet baby mama, she always got a kid with her. Sometimes two.
Mm-hmm.
So if she got kids by multiple baby daddies, she's taking care of her kids.
Exactly.
Those kids got a mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about but you calling her ratchet? But what about the baby daddies who got multiple kids by multiple baby mamas and they're not taking care of any of those kids? What do you call them? Are they ratchet too?
Yes. But they claim they not.
Oh. Oh, my bad. We don't got to wait for the audio. Go ahead, Dane.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Now her 12-year-old son had just got through telling her that about the $1,000 thing. So I blocked the thread, said McClune. McClune said. While she said her son wasn't being called a simp in the thread, McClune said she's curious to see how it impacts my son because he's very chivalrous by nature. So she's waiting to see how he's responding to this because he's a chivalrous boy. Okay, a definition that's evolving. A word that emerged into Gen Z vernacular from social media usage as simp is thought to have arrived is bound to get muddled and continue to evolve. And simp can have different contexts depending on the age group using it, said Laura Capinas, a clinical social worker in Sonoma County, California. Depending on if it's a middle schooler or high schooler using it, it could be different, she said. And it's not just boys talking about simps and simping neither. Girls in high school sometimes throw out the term to their high school girlfriends, Capina said. Some kids I have talked to have said it's not a derogatory term. It's sort of like teasing someone, like you left us to go hang out with your friends, you simping us. If you have someone saying it who used to be a bully, it will receive as a bully comment, she said. While she hasn't heard kids or parents in her practice being overly concerned about the word, Capinas often hear kids use it in describing their day or their peer groups.
All right, I'm lost and confused. Can y'all translate?
Okay. All right.
I don't know what she's talking about now.
Okay. Simp could have different meaning depending on the age group. Just like the two boys had their different meanings. One boy said it was he was called a simp for being too nice to a girl or being on friendly terms with the girl that turned him down for a date. And the other boy took it as if you had $1,000 and you spend it on anything, you use it all to impress a girl. Yeah, it could have different meanings, just like it can have almost different meanings in YouTube. And a lot of kids get the word before they get a true definition of the word, so they'll put it in a way that they want to use it. So she said she's been hearing it among girls talking about when your friend
See, now we have an
stop
issue
hanging
though.
with you to be with her boyfriend.
But hold on, Dane, before we get into a long thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the girls are saying it, then the sissy bins are going to say, well, it can't be that bad because the girls are using it too.
But they're using it in a different way. That's what she didn't. She was trying to explain that they're using it to say, "Oh, you're leaving us. You're simping us. You're leaving us to go hang out with somebody else. You're simping us." I hope they do change the definition so that it won't hold as much power, though.
So are the girls saying that to other girls?
No, just anybody in general, probably.
Yeah. Yep. It seemed to be they're saying it to other girls. They're using it in a verb form.
Oh, so a simp could be a girl or a guy.
Well, no, they're using it as an action. She said as a verb, an action word, like something you're doing, like you're doing something wrong, like you're ditching us or something like that to go hang out with somebody else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean the same as teasing a boy for being nice to a girl.
No.
Not
for girls. For boys, they still try to use that for boys to tell them, oh, they're being overly nice or they're paying too much attention to a girl that doesn't have an interest in them. They're still using that.
Yeah.
You know what? She said something very interesting about her son. She said her son is chivalrous naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, he has manners towards girls. So when he meets a girl, it's natural for him to have manners and to be a gentleman.
Yeah. And also probably because he got a little sister. His sister's a year younger than him. So he would treat other girls like he would want somebody.
Exactly, right. Exactly. You got a little sister. You don't want her to see you acting like a bum. Okay, so why are they trying to say this is a good thing? So why are they trying to get rid of this out of boys? Why are they trying to get this out of little boys?
I don't know. He probably has a dad around that treats women nice, so he's going to learn from his dad as well. He probably has his dad in his life.
That's who I get it from.
Yeah,
right. I get mine from my pops too.
But if you ask them why other boys are using it, it could be out of jealousy, or just because you use something to tear them down.
See, now this young boy will understand what I mean by when you're in the presence of a lady, you put on your best behavior. You watch what you say. You don't don't cuss like a sailor. Okay. So he would understand what I mean, even at that young age, because he's chivalrous, right? That's what we was taught. Like if a lady came in the room, you straightened up. You stopped talking like you out in the street.
Right.
You spoke like you had some sense. They don't do that anymore. Now I see guys, especially on social media, when women are present, they be the most disrespectful, say the most raunchy, god-awful things that they could say. And have absolutely no respect or regard, right, of that there's women present.
Because they're purposely trying to be insulting.
Yeah.
They're doing it, like I said earlier, they're doing all this stuff purposely. That's their objective. They want to, what do you want to call it? To make these women feel less than and like they're not wanted, like they're not important. All that kind of things. I mean, that's what they're trying to do purposely.
Well, you know what? They think they got a hero now for their way of existence. The manosphere. They got super heels, right? Yeah. Super heels don't get big, and they think that that's their hero. They he's leading them into a new era of the manosphere, stuff like that. And they all defended him too. I've seen people make videos defending him, saying that everybody else is hating
Mm-hmm.
because he's got views. And I don't know if it's about views, it's about treating a woman like that. I mean, why would you want to be known for disrespecting a woman?
Yeah.
There's nothing manly about that. Who relishes in that?
I don't think he's trying to be manly.
Right, and so you're like, okay, you following Super Heels, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
your hero. Okay, and so you following this guy because he can talk back to women?
Mm. Saying all
That's
the
what y'all
things that
following
they
him
want.
for?
Yeah, I guess saying all the things to women that they want to say to them.
I mean, we in a lot of trouble. Black men are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
If this is what's going on today, if these are the type of men that we have out in front, we're in serious jeopardy as black men.
Yeah, it's a sad situation when being nice and a decent human being is something wrong with that,
Right. And then you got guys like Super Heels and the rest of these wackos screaming on women. I was watching something with what's her name, Jessica X or something like that.
Oh,
and
God.
man, they tore into her like a wild tornado.
Really?
It's like they.
I'm surprised.
It's like they were like 9 years old, right? And the babysitter smacked them in the mouth or something, or said something bad, and they've been waiting all these years to say it back. You know what I'm saying? So now
I'm
he's a grown
surprised
man.
if they tore into her though, because she's been a big supporter of them and boosting them up and backing up everything they say. So if they tore into her, they just couldn't help themselves, or they found out something else.
Well, that whole situation over there, telling people that they don't deserve, trying to tell people who they deserve. I don't know where they get that from. Who the hell do y'all think y'all are, right? Trying to tell people, well, listen, you deserve an average person because you don't make this kind of money, and you shouldn't get this person because this person makes this kind of. Who the hell are you to determine that?
Yeah, and there's no science to that anyway. I've seen so many situations that are not common, and there's no rules to it. There's no rules.
It's like right. It's like what you and I was talking about in the back chat, Belmore, about loving someone. Right? You can't help who your heart falls in love with. Right? And so you fall in love with somebody, and you're a blue collar worker, and this person is making 7 figures. Who's telling you that you can't have this person? Especially if y'all don't fall in love with each other. If y'all fell in love with each other, so the manosphere, they're mad because you ended up with a guy making 7 figures.
And they think you don't deserve that.
Yeah, you don't deserve that. What kind of shit is that? Who the hell? Who died and left them in charge to where they can make these decisions over people's lives? They're fucking crazy, man. Like, the hell are y'all talking about over there? I'm sorry, Dane. We just keep drifting off.
Well, wait. Before Dane gets back to the article, Yvette says you can help who you love. Love is a choice, but what does love have to do with what somebody makes?
Well, no, I don't think you can.
Who you love.
No, love isn't a choice, man. Love isn't a reaction. Love is something that happens because of interaction.
Yeah.
It's not a choice. If somebody is treating you right, if you meet a person who's really kind to you, really nice to you, they do good things, and then you start to really like their character, okay? And then they do more things, you like their character more. Love is right around the corner. It's right around the corner. It's not the fact that you're choosing to love this person. This person is doing things that's winning your heart. Things that you like, things that you're comfortable with, and then all of a sudden you're in love with this person.
Yeah,
It's not. Yeah,
well, you can help who you love if you got an emotional block on your heart and you trying
yeah,
to not fall in love with somebody. Yeah, you can help it that way, but that's not the
yeah,
natural course of things.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think that it's something that people earn from you, right?
Yeah,
They earn your love.
love
Uh
is
huh.
clearly an emotion. We learned that
Mhm.
in grade school.
Mhm.
So I mean, that is an emotion.
But did anybody tell you in grade school that, hey, Bella, you're in the third grade. You're forbidden to like boys in the fifth grade.
No, nobody told you that. It just happens. You like them.
Well, no, you can't because you're a third grader. You can't.
Oh,
You
because you
you
can't
can't.
like boy. No,
No.
nobody ever told me that.
Yeah, I mean, this person's in the fifth grade. You don't qualify. You in the third grade. I mean, isn't that
uh,
ridiculous, man? Who the hell do they think they are? What
yeah.
man? You fucking kidding me, man? Dame.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that. We just keep. I'm sorry, Dame.
Yeah,
We.
I was about to say that cheerleader song, you ugly,
Oh
3,
yeah.
4, 5, you don't have no alibi, you ugly. What you that's pretty much what they're saying. You ugly, are you plain, are you a 6 or a 5, so you can't get the man you want, or you can't
I'm
get
trying
the
to.
woman you want.
Try to stay to argue, but I mean, we're threatening to turn into an all-out thing here. Okay, go ahead. Because there's so many things to discuss that you can attach to this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Dame.
All right. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. Depend. Okay. Okay. If you okay, let's see. Girls in high school sometimes throughout the term to their high school girlfriends. Some kids I've talked to have said it's not a derogatory term. It's sort of like teasing someone, like you left us to go hang out with your friends. You simping us. If you have someone say it who used to be a bully, it would be received as a bullying comment. She said. Well, she hasn't heard. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going over the same thing. She hadn't heard parents in her practice be overly concerned about the word. Uh, Parents often hear kids use words describing their day in their peer group. Okay, sorry about that. I reread the same thing. Myra Fortson says she has discussed the word with her 15-year-old daughter and think words like this often spread more quickly than their meaning. Kids will own their language by refusing to go back to its original meaning, said the Tampa, Florida mother of 3. They will say things like maybe that's where it comes from, but it doesn't mean that anymore, and they keep using the term the way they want.
I'm
Tactics.
sorry,
Hmm.
this must be the way a mother thinks. This mom, I'm having a hard time understanding.
Hmm.
Okay, y'all.
Oh, I thought she was going to say something more, but what
Nah, because
she
I'm just gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
Damn, you probably read enough of the article. It's pretty much saying that we're saying
Yeah.
the same thing over and over. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just talking about.
yeah, I had read back over what I had read earlier. All right.
Yeah, but I want to know, like, did she do anything though?
No, she
That's
didn't
what I
do
want to know.
anything. She was just
Listen,
upset about
she
it.
tried to tell her
Uh,
what the word really meant, but the kids are stubborn because they using it this way or whatever way they're using it, they're gonna stick to it. And every time she try to tell them, no, that's not what that word means. That's not what it meant. They said, well, that might be where it came from, or that's what may have been what it meant, but now it means this. So now you got a bunch of kids misusing the word because they didn't get the true definition. They heard the word and they made their own assumption what it was, and then there's a whole crew of them are using it this way and having this meaning for the word.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's problematic either way it goes because like I said, a lot of these kids are crazy now because of absentee fathers, especially the boys. They're out here acting crazy. They don't have any regard for life, and teasing could really get violent real quick.
Okay, Max, I'm about to get off here a minute, but I gotta say something real quick. For the people that don't understand that love is an emotion, when you get to know somebody and you love to see them coming, you got a smile on your face, your heart starts going pitter patter. That's natural stuff that happens. You don't control that. That's what people don't seem to understand. Yeah, you can choose who you end up with in the end. You can choose that part, but you don't choose whether you love somebody or not, or how they make you feel. I don't see how people don't understand that. You can choose who you end up with. You can refuse to be with that person or choose to be with somebody else or whatever. Yeah, you can choose that part. But the emotions you feel, you don't choose that. They happen whether you want them to or not. You can ignore them and be closed off to people if you don't want to have nothing to do with them, but you cannot control that. And you can't tell me otherwise. So all these saying I don't agree with that and all these exclamation points and all that crap, that's getting on my nerves. And that's what I got to say. If you people don't seem to understand human emotion, it is an emotion. Love, hate, sadness, all of those things are emotions. So, and a lot of times they're not controlled. That's what we're talking about. Good grief. Oh, I don't agree with that. Well, you don't agree with you can choose somebody. And we were talking about in the sense of somebody making more than another person. If you fall in love with a black man who makes $40,000 a year and that woman makes $100,000 a year, what? She ain't supposed to just love him because she loves him?
Yeah, according to the Managed Square, no.
Or vice versa. If he has that emotion and feeling for him, I think they think we're going off on some divesting or we're talking about interracial. Nobody said nothing about that. We're talking about black people. And we're talking about this woman saying that she wanted a man like Kitten Hills was trying to berate her for. That's the thing. She wasn't talking about anything like that. We're talking about income brackets and her not deserving a man that made this or made that because he's talking about her physical appearance. Nobody's talking about anything other than that. If she falls for a guy that makes more than her, or that guy makes more than her and he likes her or whatever, or he makes less than her and he likes her and they fall in love, you can't control that. And yes, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but at some point, people need to stop sounding ignorant, though, about what human emotion is.
Right, and everything ain't an opinion. Some things are just reality.
Yes.
You know,
it's human emotion.
Right. You know, we can't opinionate everything away. You know, we're being a little bit ridiculous. You know, some things are natural and some things are, just absolute reality. It's not an opinion.
The fact that happiness, sadness, anger, and that those are all emotions, that's not an opinion. That's a fact.
Right. And that's just
anyway, I'm about to get off of here. I got other stuff to do, and I got to get up early.
Val.
Okay.
Nice talking to y'all.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for coming up.
No problem.
All right. That was the lovely Belle Mort, E Nation lady. Supports the E Nation. She is down with us. But listen, I'm gonna say this, right? Okay, everything is not an opinion, people. You know, you can't opinionate every single thing away in life. Life just doesn't work that way. Some things are natural. Some things are natural, a part of reality. Everything is just not opinion. Now, as far as choosing love, I think I understand where you're coming from. Like, for example, I choose to love black women, but I can't choose which black woman I fall in love with. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I choose to love black women only, so I stay where there's nothing but black women. I'm always on black women. Okay? But within that, I can't choose which black woman my heart is going to fall for. Because there's so many different black women. Just because I like one don't mean, my heart is going to reach out to that one. Okay? And then now as far as if you're talking about choice that way, then yeah, you can somewhat say love is a choice if you're choosing where you're falling in love at. See, I choose black women, period. I'm not falling in love with no other woman because I'm not interested. Okay? But because I choose black women, that doesn't mean I can control which black woman I'm going to fall in love with. If that makes any sense to y'all. See, I can choose who I want to love, which is black women, but within those black women, I don't know which one that my heart is going to, go for.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, it can be any one of them. I could be talking to one black woman 1 minute, thinking I'm liking her. Next thing you know, here come one walking by, and I'm like, okay, that's my wife right there. She just did something to me. She just reached out and just touched my heart just by walking by. Everything about her is what I want. Okay, then I start pursuing that. Well, like I said, I can't choose which black woman I'm gonna fall in love with. But I can't choose to be in love with black women only. If that's what you mean by choice, then yeah, I agree with you. But only on that level, like you choose, like if you want to be with, if you want to love a black woman and you only choose black women, okay, yeah, that's a choice, right? But you don't really choose which one your heart is going to fall in love with. Your heart is going to do that all on its own, depending on which black woman you come in contact with, you interact with, or see passing by. Your heart is going to make that decision.
Okay.
Okay? Like me, I know I can never love no Beckys. Okay? That ain't never happening with Max Black. Okay? So the only woman for me is black women. Okay? But within those black women, I don't know who I'm going to fall in love with. Your heart makes that decision for you. And I think you should let your heart make the decision, because every time we try to make that decision, most of the time we end up screwing up. I notice when you're like, okay, I really want this person, and you got all of this stuff, made all this stuff up in your mind, you want to love this person. Then when you get to know that person, all of a sudden something falls out the closet, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. What was that sound? Like, what sound? I don't know. It sounded like a door opening and something hitting the floor. Oh, no, that's just the closet. Oh, well, you're going to get that? Did this? Oh, no, just something fell out the closet. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in. See what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You're good at first, and you done made all of this up in your mind about this person that you think you're going to fall in love with, and all of a sudden, the closet door springs open and something falls out. That's why I think you should let your heart make the decision. You could just be talking to a woman that you don't have no interest in that's a black man, right? You can just be talking to her, and all of a sudden, her conversation can touch something, inside you. Then all of a sudden now you start to feel different about, hey, wait a minute. I like the way she thinks. She's a really caring person. Now your heart is starting to reach out now. But you didn't plan on falling in love with this woman. You didn't even think anything of her until you actually started listening to her talk. And the more she talked, the more you heard how beautiful of a person she really is. So no, um, exactly, the heart wants what it wants. Now I think that you can put your heart in the right area, because I'm not putting my heart in harm's way. I'm not going around no white folks. I'm not doing none of that. Not falling in love with no white girl, because I don't like white women. Now, if you want to say love is a choice in that manner, I'm with you too. Because if you decide off the bat, listen, I'm not messing with these type of people. Okay, you're not interested, and so you're not gonna fall in love with those people. So I guess you can say, okay, yeah, love is a choice. But the people you choose to be around, the people you say that are okay, right? That you don't mind falling in love with, I don't believe you can control which one you fall in love with. I think your heart makes that decision. Dane, come on in there.
Okay. Well, yeah, and okay, yeah. You can't choose who your heart chooses to love, but you can choose whether you're going to be with them your life or not. You know, if if it's not good for you, or it's not healthy for you, or um it's just
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, Emmanuel Briggs, I agree with you. They do, but they don't always end in love. Sometimes they just end in lust. I'm
Intuition.
gonna be frank with you, right, guys? Even though it's been the way of a man, right, to try to get sex from a woman before you marry her, I don't think you should do that, man. I think that you should wait, because when you have sex with a woman before you marry her, right, as a man, you know that you can lose interest in her very quickly. Because if you have the sex first, right, and then afterwards you don't like her character or her personality, and then you start dogging her out or whatever, you're going to be in the wrong, because you shouldn't have had sex with her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should be having sex with women that you're not interested in. You got to get to know these women, because you're hurting people when you do that, bro. Just because you don't want to be with that woman, it doesn't mean that you should hurt her, man. Don't do that. Don't have sex with women that you're not interested in. Don't have sex with a woman you're not interested in. Get to know this woman first. Get to know what her habits are. That's why you got courting out there. A gentleman gets to know the woman that he's with. You don't just, okay, she's offering it and you want to hit it. Okay, and now you done had sex with her, and now she's feeling some kind of way, as most women will do, because they just gave you up something that they hold sacred. Now, some women out here who are prostitutes or whatever, they don't hold that part of them sacred anymore. They've allowed their gateway to become defiled. But there are plenty of women who have not allowed their gateway to become defiled. And I would say gateway, the vagina is the gateway between the natural world and the spiritual world. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get all metaphysics on you guys tonight, but I'm sorry, I won't get all metaphysical on you guys tonight. But what I'm saying is, other women are very, very protective, of their gate. And so if they give it to you, they allow you to enter, it's because there's something about you that they really like and they really trust, right? Don't betray that trust by having sex with her and not paying attention to her character, or even trying to understand who she is, because now that you don't have the sex and all of the excitement is over, and now you see that she is boring to you, or she's not the type of woman you really want. Now you want to start treating her wrong because you want her to break up with you. That's wrong. You're in the wrong, man, because now you're talking about hurting her feelings. You're talking about mistreating her, and that's not right. Okay? You don't get to walk away from that situation and say that you're a man or say that you did the right thing, because you didn't do the right thing. You did the absolute wrong thing. You know, and that's a part that right there is abuse. You abused this woman in a way, knowing that you wasn't going to be with her, or you finally found out afterwards that she wasn't what you thought she was, but you done had the sex now. So now you want to treat her like garbage to get away from you. I mean, that's wrong. Y'all got to stop doing that. That's how you make these baby mamas too. And that's why these women are bitter, because they've been disrespected. They gave you something that was sacred to them because they felt that you was the guy for them. And you turn around and you stab them in the back, and then you start to abuse them, and this is what makes them bitter. Because on top of that, they gave it up to you, and then they got disrespected. And all they was trying to do was love you or be a good woman to you. And you turned around and disrespected them and mistreated them and dogged them out. That's what makes them bitter and hateful, man. Dame?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that definitely can happen. Um. Yeah. There's too many guys they just about sex and they don't understand the consequences. For the woman that that she could take it seriously as love. There's a reason why sex is considered a marriage act. You know that you having sex with her is making her your wife, and especially if you're doing it on a regular. And you didn't take the time to know what type of woman she is, or what she's like, or what does she like. Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, intimacy is marriage, but um, to you it may be a sex act, but for her it could be intimate.
Excuse me.
Hmm.
Who said
Okay.
intimacy is marriage?
Um, Yvette says she heard people say intimacy is marriage.
Yeah, some people don't know what they're talking about. Some people don't have any idea what love is or intimacy or any of that stuff. They just go by talking points that they hear from other people. They read books. If you're reading a book
Hmm.
about intimacy and romance, you got serious problems. Everything that you need to learn from a woman as a man, you need to go trial by fire. Because that's the only way you're going to understand the nature of women. You have to go trial and error. You got to be burned by them. You got to be stung by them, hurt by them, in order to understand and learn. No book is going to prepare you for that. You got to go out there and fall on your face. You got to go out there and go through it. That's how you learn. When you screw up with one woman, you learn not to do it with the next woman.
Hmm.
And when the next woman come along, there's something new to learn.
Hmm.
When I had my first girlfriend, I thought all girls was like her.
Uh-huh.
Because that was my first girlfriend. I ain't never been with another girl before.
Hmm.
And then when I was no longer with her, I was with the next girl, and I was treating her like I was treating her. She freaked out, and that's when I learned that all girls ain't the same.
Hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The first two girls liked flowers. The third girl hated flowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's trial and error. The first girl didn't mind going out to McDonald's. The second girl wanted to go to a more fancy restaurant. The third girl liked cooking at home. So you got to learn these things. You got to pick these things up through trial and error. That's the best teacher.
And he didn't mean all three girls at the same time. For them
Right.
knuckleheads are like multiple.
Hmm. Trial and error is the best teacher with women because when you fail, you learn. And some women will tell you why you failed. If they like you enough, they'll tell you why you failed, so you won't fail with the next woman. So you got to it's trial and error. You're going to learn about women by interacting with them and being with them and making mistakes. Okay? And you got to be, and there's no real other way. Like, some mistakes you make with women, they sting a little bit because women are very sensitive. They turn around and, they'll smack the taste out of your mouth or something because they're women. So some lessons sting a little bit, but you learn them nonetheless. You gotta, it's trial and error, man. All this reading a damn book by some dude who done had 12 and 13. Really, you can't prove how many women he done had.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can sit up here and say, yeah, I'm a Mac, dude. I had 12 hoes. I know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And them reading a book tells me they don't want to fail. They don't want to learn from any mistakes they have or go through trial and error. They want to get the good stuff and have no errors. They're afraid
Right.
of.
And Briggs, I understand. My uncles and grandfather told me things too, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. You still have to get out here and interact with these women. Every woman is different. Every era is different. Women change with the eras, So the 60s women were more had higher standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 80s women, their standards was more obtainable. The 90s women hardly had any standards at all. Now these 2000 women in the 2000s, I'm not sure what's going on. So every group of women, every era of women is different. So you have to learn trial by fire. You got to get out here and find out what you're dealing with. And that's how you learn. I keep telling guys, man, listen, your best bet is to learn to understand the nature of women.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about these damn Mac books, because again, they think those things ain't gonna do nothing but turn you into a homosexual. You're gonna read these books, you're gonna end up hating women, and you're gonna start looking for men. Seriously, you're gonna hate women so bad, you're gonna be looking for love and comfort and affection from other men.
Yeah.
So learn, don't be afraid to learn on the job. That's the best way you can learn. I'm not saying it don't come without its pitfalls, because things could sting a little bit. Because women are different. They react different than we do, depending on what you're doing. But you're going to learn nonetheless. To me, that's the best way you can learn. By interacting with women and understanding the things that they do, they like, that's how you obtain information. And that's how you can make yourself a good fit for a woman, to make yourself fit to be in a relationship with a woman. A lot of these guys that are telling you guys about women aren't fit to be in relationships with women themselves. A dude that wears makeup and wears women apparel isn't fit to be in a relationship with a woman. A guy that dresses like a drag queen and who's a pimp isn't fit to be in a relationship with a woman and shouldn't be telling you anything about a relationship. You shouldn't be listening to someone like that about a damn relationship. So we got to stop this pimp crap. Y'all got to get off this pimp stuff. Pimps aren't the new invention of the wheel. They don't have any good information. I don't want to hear nothing about, well, pimps taught me the game. Listen, life isn't a game. See, that's your problem. I said this before about brothers. You keep thinking everything is a game. Ain't nobody playing games out here. No, you taught me the game. What's the game? He taught you how to be a womanizer. He taught you how to disrespect women. He taught you how to abuse women and try to get away with it. That's what you learn when you listen to pimps. They don't never teach you anything respectable. They don't teach you anything that's going to allow you to develop into a gentleman. Being a gentleman has nothing to do with weakness. You can be a gentleman and go out here and kick people's asses. That ain't got nothing to do with you whooping somebody's ass or not. Just because you're a gentleman doesn't mean you won't whoop somebody's ass. So these pimps, they don't teach you anything like that. They teach you how to create chaos and turmoil between you and women. They don't teach you how to approach women properly. You don't approach a woman properly. Approaching a woman and calling her a strag or a whore or a bee or a hoe doesn't qualify as approaching a woman properly. That's not how you address women. But that's what you learn from these pimps. They teach you to degrade and demean women. So what is it that you're learning? What is it about the game that's teaching you how to be a gentleman so you can start winning with women instead of losing? I want somebody to sit up here who listens to a pimp and tell me, what good did a pimp do you? What did he teach you that will actually have you winning with women? And I'm not talking about you trying to take advantage of some unsuspecting runaway so you can turn her into a whore. If you had a woman that had her own everything, she was smart, articulate, money, homes, all of that. She don't have no low self-esteem. How are you going to get this woman interested in you if you don't have anything? What if you work at a lowly job, right? As a warehouse worker. This woman is nearly rich. She's got homes. She's got her own business, whatever. And you love her, right? You see her, in your eyes, she's beautiful. You want to talk to her. How you think you're going to be able to land a woman like that learning some shit that you learned from a pimp? You think a pimp is going to teach you how to approach a woman like that and how to land a woman like that? A pimp is going to teach you how to alienate a woman like that, how to become repulsive to a woman like that. That's a high-powered woman, right? But because she's high-powered, doesn't mean that she's immune to love. It doesn't mean that she's immune to being treated like a woman. It doesn't mean that she's immune to respect. It doesn't mean that she's immune to manners. It doesn't mean that she's immune to gentlemen.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that.
No, it doesn't. Because she will appreciate, as high powered as she is, she will appreciate being treated like a woman just as much as an average woman who works at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So y'all got to get out of here with this pimp stuff. Every time I hear you guys in the chat talking about pimps, man, I cringe because that just tells me you don't know anything about women and you're going to continue to lose. If you're listening to pimps, you're a loser. And you don't even realize that you're losing.
Yeah.
And as long as you got that pimp crap running around in your head, you are going to continue to lose with women.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing good that can come from being taught by a pimp, a man who specializes in womanizing and abusing women. What can you possibly learn from a man like that that's going to help you out legitimately with a woman?
Mm-hmm. No. I'll teach you about how to talk to women, how to keep a woman once you start dating her, getting to know her, marrying her. It's all
All right,
about.
hold on. Let me answer something here.
Uh-huh.
Christians told you that spiritual intercourse is a sacred spiritual act. That's why people should save themselves. All right, I don't know who told you that. Okay, but that's ridiculous. What is spiritual intercourse? What is that? Are you saying that's when two spirits get together and decide to make love to each other? I mean, you know, people say some of the craziest things. Spiritual intercourse. Some people have very large imaginations and they don't mind sharing that imagination. Some people are just flat out full of it and just make stuff up as they go along.
Okay. I don't know if it's true, but I guess they're talking about being emotionally vulnerable. There's too many people with guarded hearts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, Emmanuel Briggs. Well said. As a matter of fact, I'm going to steal that from you, my brother, and I'm going to give you credit every time I use it. I'm going to say, you know, per Emmanuel Briggs, pimps teach you how to be a predator and a manipulator of women for personal gain, not something that you should strive for or want. Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. I'm going to use that. That's well said.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I use it, my brother, I'm going to make sure I give you props to let everybody know where I got it from. Per Emmanuel Briggs, pimps teach you how to be predators and manipulators of women for personal gain, not something that you should strive for or want. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 1,000, my brother. You're hitting on 1,000. Couldn't have said that better myself. Well said. And I'm going to be using it going forward, especially on GentCulture. Hey, Dave, I wish we can write that down because I don't want to forget that.
Okay.
Yeah, you think you can take a toolbar out real quick and copy that, or copy and paste it in the chat so we can do it later.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna type it out. I won't be able to copy and paste.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel Briggs dropping a bomb on us about pimp culture. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna read it one more time because I'm proud to read it because it came from a black man who understands what's going on out here in this world. Understand that there's a war against our women. Understand that there's a war against our young men. You know, this is a black man speaking his mind. I'm going to say it one more time. Per Emmanuel Briggs. Pimps. Dang, can you go on mute while I read this? Because you got a lot of stuff going
on. Okay.
Yeah. I want to read this one more time. This is the quote of the day. Per Emmanuel Briggs. Pimps teach you how to be a predator and a manipulator of women for personal gain, not something that you should strive for or want. Pimps teach you how to be predators and manipulators of women for a personal gain, not something you should strive for or want. I'm going to memorize that. Shout out to my brother Emmanuel Briggs for dropping the heavy on us. You don't get no realer than that. Cotton Candy, how you doing? Is that a troll? Cotton Candy? Troll alert, mods, guns up, safety's off. Take the safeties off those blue guns. Man, am my chat frozen?
No, probably nobody said anything for a bit. Cotton Candy's like, okay, what did I just wandered into? I said hi. What? Okay, you see what he got down there?
Like I said,
no, he said no pimp teaches women how to teaches women how to be predator and a manipulator and get money out of him. No, pimps teach women how to be a predator and manipulate and get money out of men. Okay, I don't know if that means he's trolling or he's misunderstanding something.
Dang. You just keep falling for it over and over, don't you?
Oh, dang it. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I'm going back on mute. I gotta finish typing anyhow.
Absolutely, Briggs. Powerful statement. I'm gonna memorize that. And that's going into GentCulture, you know, and I'm gonna make sure people know where I got it from. That you are a contributor to GentCulture and that you are committed to changing the minds and reconstructing the minds of our young boys for the better. That is going into pimp culture. And you are getting credit for that because every time I say that, I'm going to let people know where I got it from. And that we do have brothers out here who understand what's going on and are trying to do their part. No, we don't mind you having a difference of opinion. Just don't troll us. Okay, so you said what you had to say. You said that pimps teach. I don't know how they teach women when they're always beating the hell out of women. How do they find the time to teach women anything? Scared to voice your opinion. And no, this isn't about everybody who have a difference of opinion. No, you can have a difference of opinion. We have people in here who have differences of opinion all the time. What we don't want is trolls. We don't want somebody to come in here and purposely start shit. But if you have a difference of opinion, that's fine. We don't have to agree.
Yeah. And pimps don't teach women to manipulate men for money.
I don't know how they do because I don't. They don't teach. Well, some of that. Okay. If you look at the way pimps operate, right? They do teach girls how to get more money out of Johns. But you have to put that in context, though. They teaching women how to get more money out of men because of the type of work that they do. They're whores. So they try to get the most bang for their buck with Johns. So some of that is true, but it's to an extent.
And then a lot those women are doing that out of fear,
Right?
Because if they don't get the pimp his money, he's gonna beat the hell out of her.
Bro, your boy Iceberg Slim, who said in his book that he almost had the croaker hole. And what kills me is the women must be psychologically warped because for some reason they love selling their bodies and damaging their bodies and wearing out their vagina to come back and get his fool all their money. You know what I'm saying? And all he does is buy stupid shit, buy cars, and ride around and flex like he the shit, and he ain't about nothing. Most pimps ain't about shit. All of them ain't about shit. And when you really look at the pimp game, right, it makes no damn sense. Like, what the hell are women doing selling themselves and giving all their money to this one dude for? And what kills me is they say that the pimp provides protection. From what?
From getting her behind beat by him?
Yeah, like, okay, so if you go out and sell your body, when I read some of these pimp books, right? The worst one I ever read was Iceberg Slim. The things that went on in that book was horrendous. I mean, the total disregard they have for the lives of women was just insane. And you can find Iceberg Slim book on YouTube for free in video form. You can listen to it. And the things that he said, I'm telling you, the things that was in that book is just, there was nothing in that book positive for young men or women. I remember the part of the book where he had a woman that was tired and didn't want to go out and sell herself, so she didn't bring him much money. And he couldn't get her to bring no more money, so he went to an older pimp who'd been doing it for a while. That pimp instructed him to get a wire hanger, heat it up, and to beat the hell out of her with it. And he went back and did it. He went and got this wire hanger, did one of these things, and nearly beat this woman to death. And out of fear, she got out there and turned more tricks. And you know what the nerve he had to say to her afterwards? When she was coming to and she got well, when she told him that she loved him, he said, "You don't love me, because I damn near had to croak you to get you to make money." That's what he told this woman after he nearly beat her within an inch of her life. He said, "You don't love me because I had to almost croak you." For those who don't know what croak means, we're talking a long time ago, because back then they was calling dollars scratch. Okay? Croak means kill. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, he was saying, "I almost had to kill you to get you to, to get my money." This is what he's telling the woman that he beat within the inch of her life. And I wonder how many of y'all who read that book, right, thought that that part was something that you should go out and do to other women. You should nearly croak them to get them to do what you want them to do. And then when you nearly croak them and they do it out of fear, and then you make them feel guilty that you nearly croaked them by saying, "You don't love me because I had to nearly croak you to get you to do something for me." In what world, in what modern world does that make any damn sense? I can pull up the receipts. We can play the book in here. You can go read the book your damn self. But I thought that was a very significant part, because he couldn't get the. Now, understand something. This woman out selling her body all night, wearing out her vagina, which is sacred, wearing her wound out. She's tired. She don't want to go out and sell her body, which she has every right to do. It's her body. She don't want to go out and sell it. She's tired. This dude ain't having it. You need to get out there and get my money. She tired. She said no. So he goes to an older pimp. That pimp says, "Get your wire hanger," and beat the hell out of her. And that's exactly what he did. He came back with that wire hanger and nearly beat this woman to death. And Dame, he had the nerve to say to that woman, "You don't love me because I had to nearly croak you to get you to show me some love, to get you to do what I wanted you to do."
Yeah. Many bricks. I wish they all could see that book at those books like that. But that's a problem. Too many don't read, and they take these books for the gospel. I mean, if I
Yeah, but
hear
even if you
another man,
don't,
mm-hmm.
yeah, but even if you don't take the, even if you're not reading the book, hello?
I'm here.
Even if you're not taking the book for the gospel, how can you read a man saying that he nearly beat a man nearly beat a woman to death and then play the guilt trip on her?
Mm-hmm. That's that psychological thing. Because obviously she has what they call that syndrome. Dang it. I'm trying to remember.
All right, y'all. We about to get out of here. It's getting late.
Okay. Okay, so no longer finishing up the article.
Nah, we done with the article. We done said everything. It's late. All right, everybody. It's Sunday night. We really supposed to be off, but we did a spur of the moment live because we wanted to go over the article. But we'll holler at y'all later. Probably see y'all again on Tuesday. Everybody have a good night. Then get us out of here. Peace, power, unity, and thank for the support.
All right.
Yeah. I make stacks of love, fanatic of love, and if I'm not around, sure I'm thinking of. I gotta make it real for you. Whenever I deal with you, I do anything. I got you around me. I searched to find love within. So I came back to let you know. Gotta be for you. I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. When I'm in a daze from your jealousy. I came back to let you know that I've been for you and I can't let go. Some people they may never find that dream what you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. In my way, made me do for love. My friends wonder what is wrong with me, 'cause I'm in a daze from your love, you see. So I came back to let you know. Oh, I got a thing for you. I can't let go. That's true. I believe things I do for you. What you wonder? You try everything, but you don't give up. In my world, many do for love. Come on now, listen. Through the ghetto and the projects of Queens, I gotta get to you 'cause you do them things to me, my love shows. Nobody knows how my adrenaline flows into the heights it goes. It ain't no see, 'cause when you're filling me up, you're enough. When you're ready for that nut, babe, I'll be that buttercup and I catch every drop. You got a chick on fire for you, I go to the storm and skid through the roadblocks. We can rumble and cuss. We can fight and we can fuss, but know that I'm never giving up. It's nothing I won't do, nothing I won't go through. You're worth the joy and the pain. I'm just gonna try. Maybe